Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Daniela, and today I'm going to do my intro for the Leave the Hive 25 project pan. This is a project created by Deb B in the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group, and it is the 2025 version of Out the Door 24. So this sort of project is year-long, monthly updates. You work on 25 items that you pretty much will be decluttering at the end of 2025 if they're not finished. So, you know, these could be items that need to be finished by then, like, you know, maybe they'll be expired by then, or they're just really old and you just shouldn't really be keeping them around anymore, so you want to make sure you get your most use out of them before getting rid of them. They don't have to be decluttered. Like, if you want to keep it at the end, that's fine too. But yeah, definitely either old, can be also new items. So yeah, I'm trying this year-long project because there are some items like that I have that I want to make sure I get through. And then there's a second part to this project in which you also declutter items in your home every month. So every month you declutter 25 items. These can even be like individual small pieces. And yeah, so at every update, I'll kind of just give a little recap about what I've decluttered in my house. I guess it can also include any makeup I declutter since that's in the house. Yeah, so I'll get into the items that I selected. Also do that, like, I probably won't do it rolling. Like, if I finish something, I don't think I'll keep the number up. But if I declutter something, like it's gone off or such, then I'll roll something in. So it's mostly about makeup and skincare, hair care. I don't have any hair care in, but I do have 2 items that aren't like beauty related, but I want to make sure to get through because they're not cheap necessarily, and I want to make sure to enjoy them before they go bad. So I'll start with those. So the first item I'm working on is this hot chocolate I bought from Peru. It's a sort where you heat up the chocolate in some milk in a pot on the stove. And it's a bit time consuming, so a lot of times I'll just go with my easy hot chocolate powder instead. But yeah, I bought this like in spring of 2024, so I want to make sure I use it before it goes bad or just, you know, not as good as it should be. So I've had one of these. There is a square here that kind of fell down, but there's 8 squares total. I used 1, so there's 7 squares to go, so 7 hot chocolates. Especially right now, I'm in winter, as you can see, so great time for hot chocolate. Then after that, something that's more for the hot weather is some loose leaf tea. This is from David's Tea, Canadian company. I bought these to make iced tea. It's called Flamingo Fresca. I bought this like maybe 2 years ago, but the open one, like, it still smells good and stuff, so I think it's fine. And yeah, but I just always kind of forget to make it, so I want to make sure I get through these 2. They're the same one. I want to make sure to get through these, especially once it gets hot. I'll probably try like a hot cup once, but I think it's meant for cold tea. Yeah. So I'll keep track of how many teas it takes me to finish these. But there's 50 grams in each, although this one has less because I already started it. Then I have a few skincare items. Well, actually only really 2 or 3. So one that I've had this for many years. It's the Tatcha One Step Camellia Cleansing Oil. I'm all the way down here. It's expensive, but it's quite a lot of product and it takes a while to get through it. I mean, I'm not using it every single day to take off my makeup. Kind of depends on what makeup I do. Dictates how I remove it. Like if it's a very like simple with like minimal product, I'll use something lighter. And then if it has like very shimmery eye look, like a lot of product, I'll use like a wipe. And then I don't always use it, so it's taken a while to get to this point. And I don't wear makeup all the time. But yeah, I want to finish this. I've had this for a long time, so I think I should get rid of it at the end of the year. Then I've got the Tula Brightening Treatment Drops. These are like a vitamin C product. I'm starting up here. Don't need much at a time. I only need 2 or 3 drops, so it takes a while to get through. But I want to make sure to use it because it's vitamin C, and vitamin C goes bad quicker, loses effectiveness. So I definitely want to finish this soon. And I think by the end of the year, it probably wouldn't be as effective. Then I have something that I guess it's skincare, but I kind of always keep it as its own category, and I like to keep track of the empties, like in the end of year empties. Most like all other skincare, like I'll keep track of what I used up, but I won't keep it around for my year-end empties. So that's my lip balms. This is a lip oil. It's a clearance little deluxe size. This one is called Pitaya, which is a dragon fruit, and it is just a light pink. Gives a pink tint to the lips. I've had this for a few years now, unopened. I opened it recently, but I think it would go bad sooner rather than later, just because I've had it for a while. So yeah, it hasn't taken long to get down to this point from like the start to here, so I don't think it'll take long to finish. Then after that, I have my lip products. So I have the Tarte Lip Plump. This one's in Cherry Blossom. It's a deluxe size. So I've used a little bit. Normally these start at the top, and now it's down here. Yeah, even though it's like, it's kind of hard to categorize. It's hydrating like a lip balm, but it's like a lipstick format. I don't know, I have it in my lipsticks, but then on the lips it's kind of more like a gloss. Anyways, I've had this opened already, so I want to make sure I finish it. Then I think for how I wrote down in my notebook, I kind of categorized that more as a lip balm. For that, I have a primer. This is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I've had this now 2 years. It still smells good. It still works well. I don't have much left, so I don't think it'll be a problem to finish it as long as I use it. And yeah. I've got now another primer, which this one I actually haven't had long. It is the Milk Makeup Cloud Glow Primer. I just got this like a month or two ago. Only tried it like once. But Milk Makeup's also kind of clean skincare, and people have been saying their Milk products go bad sooner. So I want to make sure I finish it this year, so that it doesn't go bad. It has only 27 milliliters, so that's not much. And it's starting here. Like, yeah, there's only like 1 or 2 uses, so that's pretty much a full amount. And this one's more like a lightweight feel, so I'll be using it mostly in the summer, like once it gets hot. Then I've got a concealer. This is the Essence Keep Me Covered. This is a lighter shade. It works well, but I've had it now for more than a year, so I think like if I still have it around by the end of the year, it would probably need to be trashed by then. And yeah, this is a shade that works best for me right now, so make sure to use it around this time of year. Then I've got a lip gloss from Bite Beauty. This one's nearing the 2-year mark, so I need to finish it soon. Only have this much left, so I don't think it should take long. If I use it a lot, like I could finish this in a month, but I think 2 months would be most likely. It is a very pretty pink. It's hydrating. It's called Raspberry Swirl, I forgot to say. But yeah, starting here, there's like a bubble, as you can see, and it pumps up, and it's kind of messy too, which is annoying. So I'm not putting it in my purse anymore because it can leak. Like any amount of like going sideways for a bit, it starts to leak, so that's a bit annoying. Then I have another lip gloss. This is one I've had opened for a few months. I haven't used it too much, but I do need to start using it more so that it doesn't go bad before I finish it. This is the Patrick Ta. It's a major volume plumping gloss. This one is in 2 cc's. I think I have a lot of plumping things. I don't necessarily try to buy plumping. It's more I was just buying lip gloss or whatever. This is probably one of the stronger ones that I have, but it doesn't really bother me anymore, and it's a good lipstick topper too, to give some moisture. Then I've got the ColourPop lip gloss. This one's from the Pokemon collection. It's in Firestone. I've used it a little bit, so starting up here, it's a nice summer shade. It doesn't look this orange on the lips, like barely a wash of color. I wish it gave a little bit more color. So yeah, these things, like if I were to use it every single day, I can probably finish it in a month, but I don't know, we'll see how I'll use it in the summer. Now we've got some lip products. So we have the Bite Crayon in Glacé. So this guy's like a 1.5 years old. So I need to get started on it. Well, I started using it like when you roll it all the way down, like there's still a bit of nub. Normally there'll be like kind of a whole full tip when it's rolled down at the beginning, but you can still see it a bit. And when it's rolled up, like there's not actually that much in these deluxe sizes. So we're starting like here. So it shouldn't take that long to finish if I'm using it consistently. So I'll probably go through this one first because it's a bit more mauve muted. that are for the winter. And then after that, I'll work on Bite Pastille, which is a bit more pink. This one has a little bit more product still at the start here. But yeah, they don't have much product, so shouldn't take too long. I've got a lot of lip products in this project. I have another deluxe size sample. This is from Tom Ford. It says Scarlet Rouge. It's like a warm leaning red lipstick. It's very comfortable to wear. Like, it's on the moisturizing side, but it doesn't slip around too much. So I want to make sure I get the most use I can out of this, because I do really like it. But Tom Ford isn't cruelty free, so it's not like I would repurchase it. It just came in like a Sephora set. After that, I have some eye products. So I have this eyeshadow stick from Laura Mercier. This also came from some set. This is in the color Strapless. It's like this darker brown. I currently have it in the 50 Shades of Brown just as a 5-use goal. But in this project, I want to finish it. I've had this now for 2 years, so I want to make sure I go through it. I didn't compare, but it's up there. It's a pretty nice base because it's pretty tacky. So I do have to make sure to put an eyeshadow on top, or if not, I'll feel my eyelid like sticking. But it's pretty good for hold. Definitely bring it when I travel. Then I've got a Super Shock shadow from ColourPop. This is from the Disney collection. It's in How Far I'll Go. So I've already worked on this quite a bit. There's 2 pans, and it's pretty flattened. Okay, luckily it was the whole pan together, so it stayed intact. I think I just have to be careful. Maybe put some more glue again in here or something. But yeah. Anyways, I've had this for a bit, and it is crumbling a little bit on the sides, if you can see. So I want to make sure I get through it or use the most I can before it dries out. And it pairs well with that eyeshadow stick. So yeah, and the next shadow I'm going to show you. Tarte Smarty Pants eyeshadow. This is from the Tartelette in Bloom. This is all that's left. It's repressed into a very thin pan. I currently have it in the 50 Shades of Brown just to hit pan again. It's had pan before, and then, you know, repressing, and I just wanted to hit pan again in that project. But within this one, I want to fully finish it because this is my oldest shadow in my collection. It's 8 years old. It's all that's left from that palette. The other palette, I didn't finish all of it. I finished some eyeshadows, and the rest kind of got older, or weren't my favorite, but I did really like this. And I do want to mostly, you know, use it as an eyeshadow, but if it gets to the point that I'm not wearing it as an eyeshadow anymore, then I probably would just use it as like a bronzer or something. So that looks pretty nice with the Super Shock shadow. And then the other eyeshadow is from Urban Decay. It's Virgin. I also just had this in a project, and I was trying to finish it, but I was using a very fluffy brush that, you know, it's the size of this pan, which is very small. So the wear was very even, and I couldn't even hit pan, although I think, if the light hits it right, there might be like, sometimes I see the light hit some pan, but it's minuscule. So anyways, I want to finish this. I mostly use it in the brow bone, or I kind of dip into this and then dip into some other cream shadow to make it easier to blend out on my eyelid. This one too, like kind of like towards the end of the year, if it's not close to finish, then I'll probably just like use it with some other face product to finish it up. Almost done, only 5 products left. Then I have the Merit Bounce highlight. So I got this somewhat recently in a Sephora set. It's like this. It's kind of rosy color. It's not too dark really. And when we roll it up, the plastic rolls up a bit, so like to here. We're starting up here. So it's not an old product, but I've heard that Merit items go bad quickly, so I want to make sure I finish it by the end of the year, or you know, get really close, and then we'll see then how it still is going. But yeah, that's why it's in here. And then after that, I have a cream blush. This one is like, it came from a little sample card, well, from 2 sample cards. I put this in this pan. It's from Westman Atelier. It's a cream blush in Petal. I had used it quite a bit, but there's still some product left, and I've had this for quite a few months now, so I want to make sure to finish it. The other cream blush that I think will be much harder to finish, but I want to get as much use as possible, is from the Natasha Denona Glam palette, Glam Face palette. So this cream blush here, it's not like super creamy, it's more on the drier side, but it's a very nice natural blush. Like, it's not really this pink on the cheeks. It would take tons of building to get to that point, but it can easily be a natural blush on the cheeks. So I want to make sure I'm using it kind of as my go-to blush, because I've had it now maybe like a year or something, so I want to make sure that I'm using it so that by the end of the year it's, you know, well used if it does go bad or something. Then I have this little eyeshadow that really I just use as a highlight, so I had it counted in my highlight inventory. This is from a Milani eyeshadow palette, the Must Have Naturals. It's like the pinky highlight shade. I've decluttered most of the palette. There's another shade I also use as a highlight. This one is very thin. There's a big pan, so, and this one's also older, so I want to make sure to finish it. The other powder highlight that will be harder to finish is from Becca. It's the Rose Quartz highlight. I have a pan in it, but there's still quite a bit of product. It's a pink highlight that's easy to wear because it's not really blinding, and yeah, so not sure if I'll be able to finish it, but I'm hoping I can get close, because it's also pretty old, and since I've, you know, used it quite a bit to even hit pan, I'm worried it'll go bad sooner than some of the other old highlights I have. And then the last item is this Hourglass palette. So this is the Ambient Lighting Edit Mini. This was a gift from my partner like 4 years ago. but there hasn't been much use in it, at least visually. I've been using this guy quite a bit recently, like it's flattened, and I was gonna focus on this guy as my blush for like the first half of the year. This bronzer probably like once it starts getting warmer again and I want to wear warmer bronzers again, I'll go into this guy. This highlight, it can be a bit powdery, like if there's nothing like sticky underneath, it can like blow away easily. But this one is definitely like has tons of product. Like it's very domed. This guy is more flat, you can see. Well, this guy is more domed. This one I also kind of use in conjunction with the other one, so like I'll dip a little bit into here, make it a bit more shimmery, a bit lighter, or into the bronzer to diffuse it a bit more. My main goal in this palette is finishing the soft light, and then maybe the bronzer. I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish the blush or the highlight, but this is getting older, and if it goes bad by the end of the year, like I'm fine with getting rid of it. I'll be happy with getting rid of it if I get a lot of use out of it. But we'll see at that point what happens. The highlight too, like it's one that I'm fine with also using for frankening with other things, because there is so much product and it's not like it's my favorite highlight. This palette's always kind of been hard to use like as a palette on its own. Like the bronzer is a bit on the warmer side, and then the blush is more pinky, so they're not really things I use in conjunction with each other. And then the highlight's on the lighter side, so I mostly just use it when I'm lightest. And then it's like very bulky. So I have another Hourglass palette, but this one's bulkier, and it's so like I think I took it one time on a trip, but most of the times I don't really want to bring something this bulky. And it's still has a little bit of weight to it, like it's not extremely heavy, but yeah. And then because a lot of these things don't pair well, at least for me, like it's just not really a one and done palette to me, so that's why I'd kind of always put on the wayside, or just using one thing at a time. But yeah, I want to make sure I actually get to it this year. So yeah, that's all my items. I've already started putting some things aside for the declutter for my house. But yeah, thanks for watching. It's a lot of items. I probably won't be using all of them every month, so I'll update on those that have progress. But yeah, join in. I think it'll be a lot of fun, especially also decluttering items from the house every month. And yeah, I'll have some more close-up pictures on my Instagram, and I'll have Deb linked down below. Yeah, thanks for watching.